I'm about to show you a book that actually changed my life. There we go. Happiness Advantage. I listened to it as an audiobook and I'm gonna be telling you what exactly I learned. So, I used to have a lot of anxiety and I didn't know how to get my life to a better direction, and I was failing like financially. I was failing in my relationships. I was failing in like that's how I always saw my life. I was failing at every front. So I will share the 6 main things that really landed with me. So the main idea is that all of these 6 things are connected to is that happiness leads to success, not the other way around. So happiness leads to success. And this changed my perspective because I didn't then think like, oh no, I'm failing at work and at friendships and I will never achieve any big things and I will never be happy. Instead, I thought, oh, actually, I don't even have to succeed. I can just focus on things that I know that will make me happy and that I genuinely enjoy, and that will allow me to learn and to succeed better. So, number one, this is the most important thing. Social support is so important. It predicts success at work. It predicts it more than intelligence and hard work. So it's super important, because already like hard work is the like everyone is thinking like, okay, that is the number one factor, but it's like one more, like social support even is even more important. And this is because those who rely on friends, family, and especially reach out to colleagues when the things get difficult are the most resilient ones and able to then together solve the issues. For example, straight A students at universities often participate in groups and or study groups, and they also develop their social life. And so actually we can say that we are really lucky now that we know that this is important. So we are really lucky that we have like wonderful online communities, and you can just write like you can just DM people, hey, let's like be friends, let's like to do this thing together, we both seem to enjoy this thing, so let's do it together, let's set up a Zoom meeting or something like that. So it's super easy nowadays. And let's go to number 2. Oh, before we go number 2, like, so this is like most people when they're going get stuff at work, for example, or at school, they just isolate. But no, that is the exact wrong thing to do. So what you need to do is actually reach out to people and say like, oh, I'm having this trouble, can you please help me, let's look at this together, and that kind of stuff, instead of just feeling about, oh, I'm like, I can't let them know that I'm failing or something like that. No, like everyone, like nobody cares, like they are actually more happy than like when you ask their help. So that is, they're really genuinely happy to help you. So it might even make them like you more, that that they know that you are like willing to ask their help. So yeah, but now number 2. So gratitude is the most easiest way, like is the easiest way to spread positivity and also to remain resilient. So for example, I still don't have a job. My laptop is almost dying. um, my family is a mess, and like my health is a mess. Maybe you can like even see, maybe not in this video but in other videos, like, and I have so many like from like different metrics that I'm not like doing the best, but like remaining like I can still be grateful for like hundreds of things. For example, I'm really grateful for my friends, for like my parents, even though like it's like our relationship is not perfect, like I'm still grateful for them. And like that everybody is like, even though my I've just started at work, they are still really supportive for me. And even though I'm not making any money, I have this a place that I can go to every day, and they're gonna be like really friendly toward me. And I can even learn like sales, even though it's really hard, like cold calling is so hard. I am still grateful for the learning experience and the resilience training that I get through that. And yeah, there's just a million things to be grateful for. So that's like super easy way to like switch your thinking. And number 3, choosing a positive frame is equally truthful as choosing a negative frame of thinking. So why would you choose the negative one? For example, this is one from the book. You got accepted to Harvard, but your grades have dropped now, like after you got into Harvard, and so you feel like you're not good enough. Or you got into Harvard, your grades dropped, but you're still working to finish a degree from one of the coolest places, to like most respected universities in the world. So it's an absolute miracle to be there. So yeah, that is like the difference. Like there are like, this is like literally being researched like this and documented in the book. So yeah, like this makes a huge difference between like those who succeed and feel happy, versus those who don't and also don't feel happy. So similarly, kids in South Africa are happy at school, unlike in America, for example, and in many European countries. And why is that? Because the kids in Africa know how lucky they are, because so many children don't even get to go to school. So they just know that it's an absolute pleasure and a miracle that they are there. So like it's this like frame of thinking, like how lucky you are. So yeah, you can choose a positive frame. So let's go to number 4. Using your core strengths is a great way to improve your mood. So you can find out your core strengths online, but for many of us with ADHD, there are things like curiosity, creativity, learning, and like hyperfocus. And of course you can find a new way to practice those strengths, or pick up an old hobby like a piano, or like whatever you did when we were younger, that you used to love but for some reason stopped doing. So even just thinking about your strengths before a test or an important presentation like really helps you do well. For example, if you think about like, oh, I was really good at solving this specific maths problem, instead of like, oh, I like whenever I tried, I felt this and this and this math problem. So yeah, it's a really important thing to remember, to focus on like to remind yourself of your strengths, that you can actually do it. So it really helps you then do well. And also this like happiness thinking and all of that is not about like denying adversity and like the fact that life sucks sometimes. It's about finding your way up to that third door. It's about post-traumatic growth instead of post-traumatic stress. Like, you know, literally the difference. Like it's how you change your perspective for the most part. And also, so that was number 5. Let's go to number 6. So feeling of control is super important. If you have ended up in learned helplessness, so you have felt so many times that you have like stopped believing that you can even do anything, and you can't even notice that there is actually a super simple way to that better place to overcome that issue. So but you can actually restore that belief. And this, in the book, it was referred to about the, like, it was explained via a story about Zorro. So I call this the Zorro circle method. And I don't remember the story perfectly, so bear with me. But it's basically that Zorro was a failed alcoholic or something like that, and he didn't know how to do sword fighting. So he used to always lose at like sword fighting, I don't know, duels or whatever they were. And the bartender saw potential in him, and the bartender like was like, come here Zorro, come here, I will show you something. And the bartender like drew like a circle in the sand, like small circle around him, and he said, master this circle first. And then like Zorro started, you know, just sword fighting within that circle. And once Zorro had mastered it, the bartender then drew a bigger circle around that one. And so then Zorro mastered also that one. And then like a third one, you know, like this, like even larger, and so on. So that's how Zorro mastered his like sword fighting craft. And like now to the feeling of control, which is one of the most important parts for happiness, is that the small circle, like if we like use this same analogy, the small circle is the emotional awareness, that you are aware of, like, oh, I'm feeling anxious, I'm feeling sad, I'm feeling happy, I'm feeling excited, I'm feeling shamed, or whatever. And so that is the first circle. So you need to master that one first. And then just basically to name your emotions, for example. Then a bigger one is listing your worries about a thing, and then categorizing them into in control and not in control. So like 2 different things. And then finally, the biggest circle is writing down the next small goal that you know that you can actually achieve quickly and that will get closer to your goal. So if you start doing those things that excite you, energize you, and make you happy, you're on your way to have a good life anyway. So that is the summary from this book. I hope you enjoyed it, and if you are interested more like how more in detail like how exactly I made my online like I made friends through online communities and like created systems of accountability and stuff like that, you can check out another video somewhere like here or there. And see you later and have an awesome day. Bye bye.